Hey, yo, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here, and welcome to 2015. And to be honest, it doesn't really feel all that different from 2014. But I guess as you get older, each year seems to feel like the last. That being said, I've got plans to make my videos even better this year. Right now, I'm working on my top 15 games I played in 2014, and let me be upfront about this right now. There are probably going to be some games on that list you've never heard of, and for that matter, I had to leave some big names off the list, sadly. So, don't get mad if a game you love isn't on there, because it's my experiences, and this is a personal list of my own favorites. Kind of like every list I make is. After that, for February, my plan is to do top 15 favorite Mavericks, since quite a few people have asked for that one. I mean, yeah, I've ripped into the worst, so I think it's time to give credit where credit is due and talk about the best Mavericks in the series. After that, I'm not sure. I don't plan that far in advance, obviously. Surprisingly, I never made a Clash of Q or a Q review last year. I think I should correct that at some point, but I'm not sure what. If you have any ideas for a Clash of Q or a game you'd like to see me review, feel free to leave them in the comments. Now, something that's been on my mind lately. Defective amiibos. Yeah, people have been running into amiibos with certain defects, like, I don't remember exactly, but the latest are dual-wielding Pit and Two Swords Crom and, Two Swords Marth. And recently I saw a Peach with 3 arms. Well, a Peach amiibo with 3 arms, not an actual Peach. I mean, that would be just freaky. I mean, that's the case, but some of these defective amiibos they're commanding insane prices on eBay. I mean, because, let's face it, defective collectibles become even more collectible, and people are going to want to get their hands on them because they're so collectible. I mean, it's insane. I can only imagine what kind of defects a Megaman amiibo might have if such a thing would happen. I don't know. But I guess it's not my place to speculate. But for now, let's talk some user questions. Alright, first question comes from Daniel Mir, who asks, have you considered doing other Let's Plays, considering how well the Shovel Knight one was? As a matter of fact, I have. There are some games I'd like to do, but I'd have to be careful about doing them in case some of them draw third-party content. I mean, an episode of my Shovel Knight Let's Play actually was given a third-party content claim, but it was from a company that had nothing to do with Shovel Knight, and that was cleared up in short order. One game I would love to do in particular is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. For those of you who don't know, Aria of Sorrow is my absolute favorite Castlevania game. Some people might say that it should be Symphony of the Night or Super Castlevania 4, but Aria of Sorrow is definitely my favorite, and it's one I'd like to Let's Play. In fact, I had a crazy idea of making it double as a fan dub of the game. In fact, I've actually had a few people in mind, I won't say who, but other games I'd like to do at some point are the Wii U version of Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, and possibly, when it comes out, Mighty No. 9. I seem to be gravitating towards Let's Playing the indie titles more than AAA titles, mainly because indie developers seem to be a bit more lenient towards Let's Players. I don't know, I guess it's just something. Next question comes from Gats T, who asks, what is your favorite video game weapon? I would have to say the Monado from Xenoblade Chronicles. I mean, it's a laser sword that allows you to have visions of the future, and it has abilities that lets you help your allies and yourself, depending on the vision. I mean, what's not to love about a sword like that? I mean, it's a laser sword, and it's awesome. Other weapons I like are the Black Hole Bomb from Megaman 9. I mean, It creates a miniature black hole that sucks enemies in and doesn't affect you. It's video games, don't question it. Next question comes from Nintega, who asks, if there were a Megaman X9, would you want it to be exclusive to a specific console? Well, no. As cool as it would be to have it be Nintendo exclusive, considering Capcom's in having financial problems at the moment, it would not be a good business decision for them because exclusivity limits the install base they'd be reaching. And it would not make sense for the fans because if the game was not on their system, they'd have to buy another system just to get that game, and I don't think a lot of people will be willing to buy a new console for one game. In fact, something I personally follow is the 3-game rule. I would not consider buying a console unless there were at least 3 games that would make the console desirable to me. Okay, next question comes from James McDade, who asks, what is your least favorite monster in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate? I would have to say, it's the goddamn Kurapeko. I mean, for one thing, it's erratic, it jumps all over the place, can set you on fire, but worst part about the Kurapeko is its screeching. For one thing, it can buff itself and other monsters in the vicinity, but the worst part is that it can mimic the cries of other boss monsters and lure them to your location. It's especially irritating in the high and G-rank quests. Why? Because it can summon the Devil Joe, and that is something you don't want to happen. I mean, ugh. Other monsters I hate are the Gobo, for its whole spiky body thing, its paralyzing tail, and that annoying lantern that if you don't dodge at just the right time, you're going to get blinded momentarily and stunned. I hate that. It doesn't help that its habitat, the flooded forest, is my least favorite environment for hunting in the game, because most of the areas in that region are just so tightly cramped, and the water is so murky that it's hard to maneuver well and it's hard to see properly. Also, I don't like the Giganox, mainly because it poisons constantly. And for the record, I didn't have much trouble with the underwater combat. Next question comes from Awesome Man Central, who asks, what do you think about the AVGN movie? I would answer that, but I'd have to see it first.